All right, Gen 3. We're finally ranking the tier. We're ranking the Gen 3 shinies, and let me tell you, you're in for a ride on this one. So if you're from YouTube and you haven't watched the past two videos of Gen 1 and Gen 2, let me refresh you. We're ranking all the shinies. Go watch the other two videos. But we have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, too much pink tier, and get it out. Too much pink is basically like, it's not terrible. It's just like, it would be better if... Too much pink is just like, it has just too much pink. It's basically like the Pokemon only had one color to go off of to begin with, and they, instead of like actually making a decent color replace that color, they just put pink and slapped it on there. Not necessarily bad, it's just not good either. It's not bad enough that I'd say throw it out of the game, like get it out. Any Pokemon in Get It Out needs their shinies redone because it's low tier effort and they didn't try. So yeah, we're jumping back into it. And we're starting off with a banger, let me tell you. Trico, Grovyle, and Sceptile. They're all A's. So we're to the point in the tier list also where we're going to have to start scrolling up. But Trico, Grovyle, and Sceptile, they're top of the A tier. They're going to surpass everything in A tier currently. Like, absolute gorgeous. The cyan with, like, the red / like, burgundy. Ooh, let me tell you. It's a banger. It's a fucking banger. Torchic, Kabushkin, and Blaziken. Kabushkin actually in Sword and Shield got its shiny reworked a little bit, so good on them. That being said, it's kind of a B tier. Not a lot was changed, but not a lot was, not a lot was changed, but it's not necessarily, a bad thing. So I'd say it's like high B tier. Probably above, I'd put it above Charmander, but I wouldn't put it above Corsola. And I'd actually say out of the three, Kabushkin's looks better. Mudkip, Marshtomp, and Swampert. Oh, almost forgot his name. Mudkip, Marshtomp, and Swampert. Yeah, I think the pink actually works here pretty well. I wouldn't say it's better than Trico, though. I'm going to slap them at the bottom of A tier for a moment, just so I can get up there. Also, because, like, pink axolotls exist, and that's what Mudkip's line is based off of. I think I'd put him next to the wholesome boy himself, Quagsire. It just seems like an appropriate spot to put him. Poochyena and Mightyena. So first off, Mightyena, it looks terrible on Mightyena. I don't think the gold looks really good on Mightyena. We've also established that it doesn't matter where I throw them in D tier. If they're in D tier, it's just bad. And same with Get It Out. If it's thrown in Get It Out, it doesn't matter the order. The only one that matters is Gengar needs to be at the very end, because Gengar is the worst shiny in existence. But if it's in D tier, it doesn't really matter the order. But like C tier, B tier, A tier, S tier, we're gonna probably keep it in order. But Mightyena, like I said, D tier. Poochyena, I think Poochyena's doesn't look like terrible, but it's not like great. I think it looks better than fucking Ursaring. But not like amazing. So we also established again, Alolan and Galarian forms we're not touching until we get to the Alolan Gen and Galarian Gen. So we'll just be doing Hoenn, Zigzagoon, and Lanoon. Zigzagoon and Lanoon, once again, they went with kind of gold. It doesn't look terrible. It just doesn't look, I'd get excited if I got a shiny Zigzagoon or Lanoon. Just not like, yeah, got the shiny, let's go. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, all right, boys, we got a shiny, awesome, cool. Like, I'd be pretty nonchalant. Warple. Warple's a fucking S tier, dude. Warple, that purple, solid. Warple is an S tier, which says a lot because the rest of his fucking line is not very good. In fact, I'd put the rest of his evolution line in the D tier, where it belongs. Bye. Lotad, Lombre, and Ludicolo. I think this actually looks really good. Lotad is, I think, a little weaker of the other two. Lombre with the dark blue with the green. I don't know, it just really pops. They're not like, I'm just setting them up here so I can scroll up. Again, this is a massive tier list, and it's gotten to the point where if I zoom any further out on the page, I'm not going to be able to see what I'm rating anymore. So we got the, let's see, where would I put them? Honestly, I think where I put them is actually just fine, except, again, Lotad to go in the back. I think Lombre looks the best of the three. Honestly, I'd probably throw Lotad a little further down. Worse than, not as bad as these guys, but still pretty bad. C-Dot, Shift, Nuzleaf, and Shiftry. The orange just doesn't look very good. I'm gonna be generous here because I do think it looks aight, but it's not like great. I take it back. Shiftry actually doesn't look too bad. Shiftry's shiny. It would probably go towards like the top of C tier. But these two, it just doesn't. Correction, it just doesn't work on Nuzleaf. It works on. I think it works on C-Dot and Shiftry. Tailo and Swellow, they just got green. I don't really know why. They look like they're just moss-covered birds, and it's concerning. Once again, bottom of C tier. It's not terrible. I'd get kind of excited for a Swellow. Nuzleaf, you go in the back though. You're not better than these guys. Wingull and Pelipper. As much as I hate these Pokemon, the subtle change of the blue stripes to green looks pretty good. It looks, it's a good shiny. Not better than Charmander and Charmeleon. Not better than these guys. Probably right behind Electabuzz, honestly. Bada bing, bada boom. Ralts, Gardevoir, Kirlia, Mega Gardevoir. I like the blue. I really like it. This is an A tier for sure. I gotta drag them all up here. I'd actually go as far as to say Mega Gardevoir is better just because, like, the black, like, dress just puts more emphasis on that blue. So, like, Mega Gardevoir would probably go up here. I don't think it's better than the Psyduck, though. But these guys wouldn't be too far behind, but the Mega Gardevoir would definitely be better than them. All right, Surskit, Masquerain. Surskit, crap. Just throw it in D tier. Masquerain, the green. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I think the green's really good. I think the green on Masquerain looks really freaking cool. I'd put it actually high B tier. Honestly, it looks really. I don't know. It's like, hey, look at me. I don't know. I think that Masquerain can have Intimidate as an ability. Masquerain by itself isn't very intimidating, even with its wings. Now you change it to green, immediately I'm like, that's a big, scary bug. I'm getting the fuck out. Easy. It's a good shiny. It makes sense. Brellam and Shroomish. They're not terrible. Again, I think I'd throw them in front of Ursaring. Ursaring, like, I think we mentioned, like, is good. The green's kind of cool, but it's not. It's going to kind of be the line where we draw is, like, is it better than Ursaring or worse than Ursaring? Slackoth, too much pink. Again, this is one of those situations where Slackoth is just brown. So whatever color they use, it's going to cover the whole body regardless. They could have done red, blue, green, fucking aquamarine, pink. They could have done any of it. It probably wouldn't look great to begin with. So, like, there's only so much they could have done with. But also, Slackoth does have the stripes on its back that they could have changed. They didn't change that. So it's just too much pink. Not enough to complement the pink. And then Slacking and Vigoroth, low tier effort, but, like, not low enough to get it out of the game. So just D tier. They suck. Get them out. But don't actually get them out. Shedinja, I'm going to say get it out. There was no effort made on Shiny Shedinja. Inkata and Ninjask. The gold's kind of good, but it's not like amazing by any means. I would not say they're better than Ursaring. So we would put them in... Not better than Magmar. Honestly, I'm going to pull Magmar further up. I think Pokemon Go has swayed my decision on Magmar a little bit. Better than Squirtle. So, like, I think Pokemon Go swayed my decision on Magmar more. The Magmar, I'm actually going to pull up to bottom of B tier. I think it looks better. Now that I've actually seen a shiny Magmar, like, face-to-face, not just looking at a picture, I think it looks better. But that might just be a bias because I have 4 of them. Whismur, Exploud, and Loudred. Whismur, so Whismur is kind of similar in the fact to Clefable and Clefairy and all that, where it's like, it's a pink blob, and the only thing they changed was its ears. But it kind of works better in the sense that I don't think Whismur Shiny should be reworked. I think it's okay. It's aight. Not a big deal. It's bottom of the bin C tier. Exploud and Loudred, it's not... I don't think it's too much pink because Exploud and Loudred have other stuff going on their bodies that the pink isn't just completely enveloping the entire existence of that Pokemon. Just like, oh my god, it's a Ditto! Makuhita and Hariyama. They're okay. They're alright. They're nothing phenomenal. I'd say they are better than Ursaring. Better than Sudowoodo. I think I'd put them like right in front of Sudowoodo here. Makuhita or Hariyama, I think, is actually further up just because like the purple gloves. It like the drastic change is huge. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. Zumerill, it's just a lot of green. I don't think it's bad. It's just kind of like, it's whatever. It's aight, you know. It's kind of weird seeing so Zumerill and Marill, right? So like Marill, I put Marill at the bottom of A. Yeah, that's where I'd put Zumerill too. They're both blue and they get changed to green, and then well, no, this is Zumerill. This is Zumerill. Zumerill, they turn to gold instead of green, which is interesting how they did a 180 like that. Nose Pass, I'd put him in A. Yeah. No, I'd put him high B. I don't think he's better than some of these other Pokemon in B tier. It's getting harder to figure out where I want to put these things. Skitty, Delcatty. Skitty, no effort was put into this Pokemon. Delcatty, very little effort, but effort was still made. Sableye and Mega Sableye. So Sableye is an A. Sableye shiny looks fucking sick, and I love it. Mega Sableye is an A, is an S tier. I say S tier because the green emerald just fucking shiny. It's just, you notice how a lot of the gold is up in S and A tier because Game Freak knows how to do a gold shiny, how to make a Pokemon with like gold good. Now, a lot of these Pokemon, they can't just slap on gold and it's going to look great. But the ones that they did slap on gold to, they look great. But then, you know, the other side of the coin, and they're like, hey, yo, let's put some pink on it. And it's just like, no, stop. What are you doing? Mawile and Mega Mawile, they're okay. Would I put it in B or C is the question. Probably B. Bottom of the bin B, I think, is a pretty good spot for it. Mega Mawile I'll actually kick up a little bit just because, like, the pink gets a little bit more prominent and it stands out more. Aaron, Larian, and Aggron, and Mega Aggron, these suck. Aaron's not terrible. I like Aaron's like red eyes, big bulgy red eyes. But then once it gets bigger, the blue just I don't think works with the steel. So like Aaron, right? I'd probably put in C tier, and then the other guys we put in D tier. Again, D tier doesn't fucking matter where they're located because D tier is just like they fucking suck. C tier is okay, B is above average, A is great, and S tier is fucking perfect. Metatite, Metachan, honestly, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I like them. At no point would I hunt for these intentionally just because, like, I don't like the Pokemon itself, but the shiny is good. Better than Charmander and Charmeleon. Honestly, I think I'm giving Charmander and Charmeleon too much credit here. Charmander, actually, I think Charmander I'm giving enough credit to. Charmeleon just a copy and paste of Charmander, but that's just the Pokemon in general is a copy and paste. There's not much you can do there when the Pokemon is just a carbon copy. I think Metatite looks better than Metachan. I think the red looks better than the blue. Electrike and Manectric. Forgot its name for a second there. Electrike is okay, right? It's about as alright as Houndour and Houndoom. Manectric, the black with the yellow is really cool. Like, I'd say Manectric is A tier. It looks really good. Put it by Slugma. And then just, it goes back down to like, okay, it exists. Because I think Mega Manectric, its design hurts it more. Like, just hurts the design of the Pokemon in general, and then like it hurts the shiny because it's just like, hey, I look stupid. Plusle, Minum, get them out. There was no effort made here. I mean, like, Plusle, they made darker red. Minum, they put effort into. I'll put Minum in D tier. It's still bad, but like Plusle, they just made slightly darker of a red, and it just, no. Realistically, Minum should be down here, but at least Minum had a different color change. Instead of blue, it's more of like a green blue. Volbeat, it's bad, but you know, they put effort into it. I can't hate on them there. Lumise, however the fuck you pronounce this Pokemon, it's okay. You know, it's aight. I'd put it up here. Rosalia is an A. Rosalia is fucking great. The body itself isn't severely changed, but the purple and black, Game Freak just knows the way to my heart. Purple and black are like my go-to colors. So, easy win. I'm gonna put it up there. Top of A tier. That might just be a bias because I like Rosalia, but I don't care. Gulpin and Swalot, as disgusting as these Pokemon are, their shinies are good. I would say they're above average. I wouldn't go as far as say they're A tier, but I think they are above Golduck. Maybe not as great as Miltank. I would actually say I'm not giving Miltank enough credit here. Miltank I would put in bottom of A tier. Carvanha, Sharpedo. I think Carvanha looks better than Sharpedo in this instance. Carvanha's green and blue really pop. And I don't know what went wrong with Sharpedo in that instance. Carvanha's an A. Better than Porygon. Better than Nidorino. And Sharpedo and Mega Sharpedo, I mean, like, they're okay. I'd put them in C tier for sure. Probably behind Rhyhorn. Again, it's not like... I want to know why they just didn't keep with the similar design with Sharpedo that they did with Carvanha. The green and blue really pop, and it's really, like, hypnotizing, in my opinion. They're just, like, how bright it is. And it looks really good. Wailord and Wailamur, they're okay. They don't really stand out, in my opinion. But again, I'd get excited if I got a shiny Whalmer. Numel, low tier effort was made. He got a little saturated and his back is gray, I believe. Camerupt though. This is where my edgy self kicks in. Camerupt's an S. Camerupt and Mega Camerupt look fucking great, dude. The black. Like the charcoal burnt black looks fucking great. Like almost perfect in all shape and forms. Just beautiful. Like Camerupt is great. I would almost raise Numel, just because like you have to get a Numel to get the shiny Camerupt, but that's not how the tier list works here. Torkoal, you know, he's okay. I have a shiny Torkoal. It looks okay. I dig it. I was excited when it was given to me. It's okay. Probably like right here. Spoink and Grumpig. Honestly, they're really good. I think Spoink and Grumpig look good. The gray with the gold. Well, gray with the gold on Grumpig. It's like gray with kind of a pink on Spoink. I think they're pretty good. I'd say B tier for sure, above average. I would go as far as say top of B tier would probably be a good spot to put them. Because they, again, it looks good. I don't like the Pokemon themselves, but it looks good. Spinda, and get it out. The Pokemon sucks, the design sucks, the shiny sucks. There's no way around that. Trapinch, Vibrava, Flygon. Trapinch, C tier. It's okay. It's not amazing. Vibrava and Flygon will go in the B tier. They are above average. Vibrava is kind of like the dark, edgy black and red. Well, black and crimson red almost. Whereas Flygon's just this bright colored dragonfly, essentially. And it looks really good. Really good. I would actually put it right up here. I'm giving a Vibrava a lead on the Flygon because, again, edgy black and red. Cacnea and Cacturne, they're dead cacti. Makes sense. It looks good. It's not amazing by any means, but you know, it looks okay. Yeah, I'd probably put them in front of Swellow and Taillow, but not much further than that. Swablu, Altaria, Mega Altaria, again, they're okay. I have a Mega Swablu, or I have a shiny Swablu in Pokemon Go. Actually, it's a shiny Altaria now. But they're all right. It looks fine. I'd probably put it up here. Mega Altaria, I think, gets a lead on both of them just because, like, it's just bigger, floofier, and the gold kind of fits in more. Zangoose and Seviper. Zangoose looks really good. I'm putting Zangoose in A because of the blue. I just like the Zangoose and Seviper's like chemistry and like the lore behind them. I'm putting it behind Garvana. Seviper, also I would go as far to say A, but not as high as Zangoose. I would probably put him behind Mega Ampharos. Just because I think like his normal colors, they got more saturated, and then like the scars are red because Zangoose's claws are red. But I think his normal like body color kind of conflicts with the rest of what's going on. There's just too much going on at that point. Lunatone and Solrock. I'm putting Lunatone in D. The blue eyes, I mean, they look okay. They look good. It's just not, there's no effort was made on the body itself. Solrock, blue eyes, and its body got a little bit of a change. I would say low C tier. It's okay, but again, I'd get excited, but I would definitely prefer a shiny of something else. Barboach, Whiscash, get it out. No effort was made on Whiscash. Actually, no, that's wrong. You can't see much, but he gets darker, and then his body gets kind of more brown. They both go in D tier. Corphish and Groudon. Again, they're D tier. It's not a big enough change to look good. They got more saturated. Corphish, I would say, looks better. I'd say Corphish is okay. Below Nuzleaf at this point. Groudon, he just got more saturated. It just looks like he was washed out. And, I mean, makes sense because he's a water type, but still. Baltoy, D. It looks ugly. Claydol, I think it needs a rework, honestly. I think Claydol should get out. It's had a change enough that I could tell that it's different. It's just it's barely a change to the point where I would consider it not a change. So I'd say Claydol, just get it out, rework it, bring it back, you know. Lileep and Cradily. Lileep's, I think, is an A. I think Lileep has a really good shiny. Bottom of A, I think, is appropriate. Cradily, despite having a lot of pink, I think it's good. It's above average, but not good enough to be an A tier. Anarinth and Armaldo. Anarinth, D. Armaldo, D. Actually, Armaldo, I say, is okay. Anarinth is just kind of like low tier effort. Bottom of C tier. It's all right. It's kind of got like a gold. Hold on, let me zoom in on it a little bit. Yeah, Anarinth has got more effort put into him than I was giving him credit for. He's kind of got like a golden body. Armaldo just kind of becomes like a faded out pink, so that's fair. We'll give him more credit. Feebas, there's only so much they could have done with this Pokemon, but like D tier, it doesn't look good. Milotic, I think is an A. A lot of people would probably put Milotic at an S tier. I think Milotic's just it's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. I'd put it behind Chikorita, honestly. Castform, D tier. Same with all his forms. Like, his forms don't really change. Kecleon, again, D tier. Shuppet and Bayonet, D tier. A lot of Gen 3 shinies did not look good, in my opinion. Mega Bayonet is okay. I think it's just because it's got a lot of going on for it in the form itself. And but that's the thing, is like the form change is what the shiny needed. It needed more to help it pop. I think behind Mr. Mime is good. Whereas like these guys don't have a lot going for them. The blue just doesn't work on Shuppet, and Bayonet becomes a little brighter. Whereas Mega Bayonet becomes even brighter and has a lot more color to work off of. Duskull and Dusclops, I don't like them. They're okay. I wouldn't go as far to say D tier, but Duskull and Dusclops, the burgundy red, or the burgundy, it's, I mean, like, it kind of makes sense, right? Because like Dusclops is kind of like a ghost in a cloth, right? Better than Ursaring. I would say better than Trapinch, not as good as Mega Bayonet. High C tier, for sure. Tropius, it's okay. It's nothing special. Again, we'll put it in C tier. Loved it. Or no, whoops, skipping. Chimecho, D tier. Absol, I like Absol. I like Absol shiny a lot. A tier for sure. Bottom of A, I think is no. I gotta give it more credit than it deserves here. Above Furret, not as great as Zumerill. Mega Absol, same thing. Bada bing, bada boom. Why not? Just like its uncle. Too much pink. Now this one. This is a banger. Snorunt, Glalie, Mega Glalie. Snorunt and his line are A tier. The blue with the black and the red. Just beautiful Pokemon. Absolutely beautiful. This might be a bit biased, again, because, you know, I own a shiny of these Pokemon. But just to say, out of all these Pokemon, I own very few of them shiny. So my bias only goes so far. Spheal, Walrein, and Celio. They're alright. I would say definitely high C tier on this one. They're almost above average. They just, again, most of their body is one color, so when they change that color to a different color, it's bound to not look the best. It's just, when this happens, they seem to really just default to pink. And they don't even make it a good pink. They make it this bright, like, bubblegum pink. And it's like, if you're gonna do pink, like, choose a pink that's gonna work. Don't just click on the fucking pink palette. It's like, that one! Dartboard! Bam! Oh, looks like we're going bubblegum. Again. Clamperl, Gorbis, and... oh, I forget what this one's called. The fucking ugly one. I know Gorbis and Clamperl. I don't remember what the... Huntail. You know what? So Gorbis is great. Gorbis, I think, has an A tier quality. I don't think it's as great as, say, an S tier by any means. But it's pretty solid. Clamperl and Huntail. Huntail also is pretty good. I'd say above average. The Pokemon itself is a nightmare to look at. But that's the whole point. Clamperl, again, I'd say it's above average. We'll put it with its evolution. Relicanth, also, it's good. Also pretty good. I think actually, like, the shiny looks better than the original, like, 100%, simply because the other one was, like, brown and boring, and again, that's the point, because it's, like, a really old Pokemon. But it's, you know, it's good to see, you know, its old boring self become young again. Love Disc. Despite this Pokemon being easily the worst Pokemon in existence, it's got a pretty good shiny. I'd get really excited if I saw this. The only catch to this is I would never hunt this. I would never at any point be like, yeah, guys, we're gonna be shiny hunting for Love Disc. That would never happen. Bagon, Shelgon, Salamence, and Mega Salamence. They're good. They're not perfect. The green, I think it should be a darker green. Bagon, the bright, like, lime green kind of pops. It looks good. Shelgon, it gets too dull. And then, like, the red with the green on Salamence, they need to make it a darker green, I think, on Salamence. That's my personal opinion. Again, they look good. They look really good, actually. But it could use a touch-up. It could use a little fiddling with, you know? Shelgon, I'm actually going to put in B tier. I'd say he's above average, but, you know, he's not fantastic. Bagon and Salamence, they look good. I think the dulling of the green on Shelgon really hurts it, especially since that's its only color, essentially. S tier. S tier for the metal boys. The white with the gold. Supreme. Actually, it's more of a silver, but you guys get the drift. It's a fantastic shiny. I have hunted for a shiny Metagross once, and it wasn't on stream. It was actually before I was streaming. It was It was probably the best reaction I've ever had to a shiny. Where'd that go? As I was saying, though, my reaction to shiny Metagross, absolutely amazing. He's one of few shinies that I have that is not mine in Sword and Shield. The Beldon was given to me because it was the one you get from ORAS. Thank you to Sorayu. But nevertheless, it's an absolutely perfect shiny in all shapes and sizes and colors. So we're going to skip Reggie Rock for a second because Reggie Ice is just get it out. There was no effort made on Reggie Ice. You can't tell the difference. Now, again, I'm not saying I could make it better. You know, Game Freak screwed themselves when they made the Pokemon only one color. So it's like, what are you going to do? I tell you what I'd do, actually. I think I could make this better. Make it red. Make it like a clear, faded red. Not pink. A clear, faded red. Blood Ice. Frozen blood. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm a genius. Game Freak, hire me. Reggie Rock is okay. It's alright. There's not much to say about this. I mean, it goes from like regular stone, regular like desert stone to kind of like more of a sandstone color. And same with like Registeel, it's okay. Goes from steel to cobalt. It's alright. Latios, and their mega forms are really good. The gold with the cyan and then the green. My only complaint with the mega forms is that they don't get their own unique color. They're both just green, and it doesn't change based on which one you have. That's my only complaint about that. But I don't think that justifies the get it out status. If I was to put it in get it out, that would be the reason. It's just because, again, they didn't put effort into changing the color based on which one you have. I think that is going to lower them, though, because, like, they're really good, but they're not... I'm going to put them at bottom 8 because they're really good still. They look great. But, again, it's just the lack of creativity. Like, just change one of their colors. They don't have to both be green. Make one a different color, because you got gold, and then you got, like, a cyan, and then they're both fucking green. I don't have a problem with the green. Just, you know, make one different. Kyogre. Too much green. Or too much pink. Too much pink. Again, it's one of those things where they change a blue Pokemon. Keep in mind, a lot of these Pokemon in this box were originally blue. And the blue looked fine. But then they is like, you know what, it's blue, make it pink. It's entirely blue, make it pink. Like, don't do that. I don't necessarily know how I would change it, but just don't do that. Groudon looks great. Absolutely amazing. Groudon's, like, change from red to gold looks phenomenal. Put them even up there. Now, like, Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon, I'd say they're S. I'm going to put them at the bottom, though, because... I don't know, I feel like that's cheating a bit that their original forms aren't up here, but they are. But, you know, there's the typical black and, you know, edgy colors, and that's why Rayquaza and Mega Rayquaza go up in the S tier, because they're black and gold and edgy and... Ugh. Why am I this way? Jirachi. Honestly, I'd say Jirachi's crap. I'll throw it at the top of D tier because it's barely crap. I'd say it's almost okay. Deoxys, it's okay. I have 2 of these in Pokemon Go. It's okay. It's not anything to write home about. Actually, no. I'd say I'm not giving it enough credit. It's above average. It's better than a lot of these Pokemon for sure. Just because, like, the blue does kind of fit with the gold a little bit. The blue fits with the yellow. I like it. And yeah. So that is the end of the Gen 3 tier list. If you're watching over on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. And I bet you only a small fraction of you are actually subscribed. So please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the content. If you haven't already and you made it through this video, not that it matters because you saw where I put every other Pokemon. But go back and watch Gen 1 and Gen 2 tier lists for context on a lot of the jokes in this video. Not that there were many jokes, but definitely. But leave a subscription, and I'll see you all in the next one. See ya!